You check your bank account before you get out of bed. $100,000. You stare at the number for a few seconds, then you refresh the page. Still there? You smile. It took you 10 years to get here. 10 years of driving the same old car. 10 years of telling yourself you could wait another year before taking the expensive holiday. 10 years of transferring money into your investment account every payday before you allowed yourself to spend anything. You weren't rich. You didn't have a huge salary. You simply kept going. And eventually, the number became 6 figures. You get out of bed feeling different. Not because anything has actually changed. Your apartment is the same. Your car is the same. Your job is the same. But there's something about seeing $100,000 sitting in an account that makes you feel like you've finally crossed some invisible line. That afternoon, you're sitting at your desk when your coworker walks over. "You heard about this company?" You look up. He turns his phone toward you. It's a company you've heard of before. Its products are everywhere. Its stock has been climbing rapidly. Your coworker is excited. He tells you how much money he's already made. Then he says something that stays in your head for the rest of the afternoon. "You know what I like about it? This isn't some random gamble. The business is actually good." You nod. You go back to work. But you aren't really working anymore. You're thinking about the $100,000. And you're thinking about what could happen if it grew the way this stock has been growing. That evening, you open your laptop. You tell yourself you'll spend 10 minutes researching it. 10 minutes becomes an hour, then 2. You read about the company, you look at its products, you watch interviews with the executives, you read about its growth. Everything seems to make sense. There's nothing obviously stupid about the investment. That's what makes it so tempting. You're not being offered some ridiculous scheme promising to turn $1,000 into $1 million. You're looking at a real company, a successful company, a company you can understand. And the more you read, the more you start asking yourself a different question. What if you've been too cautious? Your $100,000 has taken 10 years to build. But this company has grown enormously in a fraction of that time. You open a calculator, you type in 100,000. Then you imagine what happens if it grows by another 30%. $130,000. You stare at the number. Then you imagine another 30%. $169,000. Suddenly, the future looks different. You could replace your car. You could move into a better apartment. You could take time off work. Maybe you could even retire earlier than you thought. You close the calculator. You tell yourself you're only thinking. But you've already started making the decision. The next morning, you open your investment account. Most of your money is spread across ordinary investments. They're boring. They don't give you anything exciting to talk about. They simply grow slowly over time. You stare at them, then you look at the stock your coworker told you about. You hesitate. This is the moment. You could close the laptop, go to work, and carry on exactly as you have for the last 10 years. Instead, you sell. Not all of it. At least, that's what you tell yourself. You put $80,000 into the new investment. You leave $20,000 sitting elsewhere. There. You haven't gone completely crazy. You've just made a calculated decision. At least, that's how it feels. The next morning, you check your phone before you even get out of bed. The stock is up, you smile, you check again at lunch, it's up again. By the end of the day, your $80,000 has become $85,000. $5,000 in one day. You know you shouldn't get too excited, but you do. A few days later, it's $90,000, then $95,000, then $100,000. You stare at the screen. You've made $20,000. Your coworker sees you smiling at your desk. "See?" he says. You laugh. For the first time in your life, you start to feel like maybe you figured something out. A few weeks later, the account reaches $120,000, then $125,000, and eventually $130,000. You sit at your kitchen table that night staring at the number. Your original $100,000 took 10 years. You've just made $30,000 in a matter of weeks. You start imagining things, a better car, a nicer apartment, more holidays. Maybe you don't have to wait until you're 60 to enjoy your money. Then you notice something, the $20,000 you left behind. You look at it, and suddenly it bothers you. If you had invested the whole $100,000, you'd have made even more. You know what happens next. You move the remaining $20,000. Now, the entire $100,000 is in one place. You close the laptop. You feel strangely calm because you're no longer imagining what might happen. You've already seen it happen, and then the stock falls. At first, it's only a few percent. You barely notice. You tell yourself, this is normal. The next day, it falls again. Then the company releases disappointing results. You read the announcement twice. Something has changed. You check the stock, down another 8%. You check again, down another 5%. At work, you keep your phone beside your keyboard. Every few minutes, you look at it. Your coworker walks past. You still holding? You force a smile. Of course. He nods and walks away. You turn back to your computer. You haven't done any work for 20 minutes. That evening, you sit on the edge of your bed and stare at your phone. $100,000. Your original investment. Gone. Not literally gone. But the money you had spent 10 years building is no longer worth what it was when you started. You tell yourself it will recover. You have researched the company. You believe in the business. You just need to wait. The next morning, it's $92,000. Then $86,000. Then $80,000. You stop checking the account, for a few hours anyway. That night, you open it again. $78,000. You close the laptop. You walk into the kitchen. You make coffee. You stand there staring out the window. Then an idea occurs to you. If you still believe in the company, why not buy more? The price is lower now. Maybe this is the opportunity. You open your savings account. There's another $20,000 sitting there. You stare at it. You know exactly what you're about to do. You transfer it. The confirmation appears on the screen. For a moment, you feel relieved. You've made a decision. Now you just have to wait. And then something strange happens. The stock starts recovering. $80,000, $84,000, $88,000, $92,000. You smile. You knew it. You knew the market had overreacted. You call your coworker. He laughs. Told you. For the first time in weeks, you sleep properly. The next morning, everything changes again. The company announces another problem. The stock falls. Then it falls harder. You watch $92,000 become $85,000, then $78,000, then $70,000. You stop talking to your coworker. You stop checking financial news. You stop telling anyone how much you've lost. One night, you finally open the account. $62,000. You stare at the number. You remember that first morning. $100,000. The feeling you had when you finally reached it. You remember the old car, the cheap holidays, the years of saving, the 10 years it took to get there, and then you remember the $130,000. For a moment, you had more money than you'd ever had before. You thought you'd figured it out. Now you're looking at $62,000. You sit there for a long time. Eventually you sell. The confirmation appears. It's over. You close the laptop. And for the first time in 10 years, you don't know what you're supposed to do next. Months pass. You go back to your normal life. You drive the same car. You go to the same job. You make the same coffee in the same kitchen. You start saving again. Slowly, quietly. One evening, almost by accident, you look up the company. The stock has recovered. You stare at the chart. It keeps climbing. You sold at $62,000. Now it is worth far more. You could have waited. You could have held. You could have bought more. You could have done 100 different things. But you didn't. And that's when something finally becomes clear. You weren't stupid. The company wasn't necessarily a scam. You didn't lose your money because you couldn't understand a balance sheet. You lost it because you took something that had taken you 10 years to build and made its future depend on one decision. You had been right for a while, and that was the dangerous part, because being right made you more confident. Being more confident made you take a bigger position, and taking a bigger position meant that eventually being wrong became incredibly expensive. So you start again, not with a search for the next stock that will make you rich, not with another prediction. You simply start putting money away again. Different investments, different places, nothing particularly exciting. Some go up, some go down. And most days, you barely notice. At first, that feels disappointing, then you realize something. That's probably the point. Because after 10 years of building your first $100,000, you finally understand that building wealth isn't about finding the perfect investment. It's about making sure that one bad decision can't destroy everything you've spent years building. And this time, you're okay with boring.